All right, so here we are. This is all glued up. I should get a couple of blocks to block this up in the air, just so I can get the clamps out and they won't wander around too much. Okay, let's do that. There. In there. All right. A little more stable. All right, clamps, come off. All right. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need those. But I gotta hang on to these things. Could need them again later. All right, here's that. So, See, these clamps were on the top. I should have slipped another clamp in the bottom because I got this. It's a little, it's not awful though. It's not awful. All right, let's get these things taken apart. See what I can do with this. Oh yeah. Nothing to it. A little bit of glue stuck on this one. That's going to be fine. Get that. That's great. Not awful. Look at that. All right. Should take a minute and clean these up. Bring you right back. All right, so this, you know, came out pretty well.
Yeah.
Sighting sticks. Oh, I think that's it. So I'm going to write that there, just so I don't confuse myself. And that there. All right, I'm going to run through the planer, make the sides parallel, and we'll see what it looks like. Be right back. All right, I've got it back, I've planed it, I'm back on, everything's good, got the surfaces flat. They passed the test. It's great. I accomplished what I wanted. I think now I want to throw a quick sand across the surface of it so that I can have that done, out of the way. Got some 180 sandpaper. Damn, this just didn't go the way that I thought it was gonna. You know how that is. Maybe you don't. I know how it is. Anyway. Jesus. Jesus. Come on. The hell is wrong with the clamp? It's everything today. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I don't know if you're thrilled to see this, but I'm not happy. Why does this get loose? I mean, I got vibration, but damn, why is it doing that? Everything is irritating me. Damn it. Damn it. I broke this piece, clamping it. Let's get the other side done. Damn it. Alright, so now all I have to do, this is great. This is great. It's flat, it's square, it's smooth. I've accomplished everything. Now all I have to do is repair this thing that I broke, which is the other end, right there. I'll pour some white glue into that, and it'll be good. Throw a clamp on, leave it last the night. Damn. That's sure you caught on. Fucking frustrating. There we go. Oh. All right. There you have that. That'll sand out tomorrow and be as good as good. All right. And the rest of the thing is not flat and smooth, and I can move on to my original plan, which is to get this thing set up and route a bead on the corners to help hide the joint between this piece and that piece, and I will do that. And that'll be tomorrow. Rather than today, because today would have been too effing easy. Alright. Thanks for watching. Can't believe you put up with my shit. Okay, so today is the day that I'm going to put a rounding. I'm going to round over the corners of the pieces to make a frame. So router comes apart. Got my little router table, which is just a piece of plywood with some stiffeners on it and old router base bolted to the underside. Pretty rudimentary. I've got a rounding over bit. I kind of want this thing to be rounded over with a little bit of a fillet notch, so to speak, on either side. So I want it to set as a little rounded, like a quarter round, nestled inside of a square. You'll see where I'm going with this. So what I've done is I've taken the bearing off the router bit. So with the bearing off the router bit, I can actually get this thing to cut in a little bit of a shoulder at this edge of the rounding over. Instead of rounding smoothly, I'm going to round with a notch in it and set the bead, so to speak, inside. And I'm also going to set it down lower, or in this case up further than it should be. In other words, I'm not going to have a smooth round. I'm going to have another shoulder on this side. So on each corner, each side of the corner will be a little shoulder and then a little bead. Means the bead's small, which is good because I really want a delicate little bead in this thing. So let's get set up to do that. So router to that base. I'm just eyeballing right now. But as you can imagine, without that bearing, this won't cut. This won't cut smoothly. It'll cut way in deep, way too deep. So I'm going to put a straight edge on here that I'll run my piece up against. As you can imagine, I've done this more than once. I've got a whole series of little straight edges. This is the one that I grabbed today. All I need is this thing to be straight to keep the piece that's going to become the frames from going too far. Now this is no way for me to, well, I don't know of a way for me to measure this. So I'm going to just tap it a few times, do a test piece, tap it a few times, do another test piece, till I feel like I've got it right. Alright, all plugged in. This is just a scrap piece of wood. Scrap. Just got a square edge on it. That's all I care about. So let's see what this does. I think I'm close. Where's the on-off? There it is. I'm a little teeny bit deep, and I've made a second mark. The fillet's too big. This side, the up and down part, is very much what I was looking for. It's perfectly fine. This, I didn't get it right. This is too deep, and I'm hitting the shaft, making a little mark. Let's get rid of that by bringing this in now. I could probably apply some numbers to this. I believe this is about 1/8 of an inch. So if I bring one of these in, I think I'm looking for about 1/16. So if I bring one of these sides in 1/8 of an inch, that should do it. And that looks like there. All right. Get a plane. I'll plane this off. We'll try it again. This should work. So it looks like this time. Still more than I want. Still too much. This is like an eighth of an inch, and this is like 3/32. A little bit more in. Try that. Wipe this off. That looks like it to me. Got an equal amount there and there. That's what I'm looking for. I want just a detail around the edge. That should do it. All right, so now it's grab the stock. I'm probably going to reposition you a little bit, and we'll run this piece through 4 times. Is that what I really want to do? Why am I thinking that? Sometimes I like to run it through a little bit shallow, and that way I get 2 cuts out of it, to the second cut being a little bit smoother, with fewer bobbles. I'm trying to think of what I could put on here real easy to make a first pass. Let me think for a second. I don't know. That's going to be there. Like that. Is that what I want? Put that right there. That would bump me out. A little ing at the end, but I don't think that'll matter. Let's do that. All right. That should work. Okay, let's move. Okay, so that happened. Let's clean this up. The point of this exercise was to reduce the impact of the 2 different pieces of wood being just butted together. Putting this fillet in here is going to take your eye and focus it on the edge of this bead, and not on the fact that these 2 pieces of wood are slightly different. That's what I think. All right, so that looks pretty darn good. I think what I want to do at this stage is move the blade up like a 32nd of an inch, and this right here, removing this shim, will be the equivalent of moving it in a 32nd of an inch, or something like that. I mean, this has got some thickness. So I'm going to give this a little hand sand, just so I don't get caught up in any burrs, and then up a little bit. I've made it in a little bit, and we'll do a next pass, and that should take care of the whole thing. Let's do that. All right, I've moved it up and taken that piece of paper off. I've moved it in. I'm going to turn this up on its edge this time and cut it again. All right, here we go. Well, that takes care of that. B looks very good. I'm really, really pleased. Everything seems to have worked out. You know, though, I say that, a little teeny bit of a shadow of a double cut here. I think I need to move this back. What does that mean, back? If I move it back, I'll cut a little bit deeper. Damn. Yeah, I need to do that. I need to go back a little bit. And I think up just a teeny bit. I think I need to do that again. I'm looking at this thing, and part of this is because I flipped it over. I didn't do it on its side. I did it on its edge. Let's take care of this right now. Up a teeny bit. Back a teeny bit. So make the shoulders a little bit more pronounced. That should take care of it. All right. Here we go, trying it again. All right. Bead looks great. Does everything I want it to do. In the end, what I really want it to do is make this thing look a little bit more like something than a piece of moldy 2x4. And I think I've accomplished that. That's great. So, a little sanding around the edges. And that is to the table saw, and split this thing in half. So I get 2 pieces. And then I can try to knock out the dividers. That'll be fun. Let's go do that. Let's clean up the beads and then go after the splitting the thing. All right, see you in a minute. Get rid of all of this. Well, with somebody else in the shop, bench space is kind of at a premium. So I have to clean up a little bit more often than I normally do. Not that that's a bad thing, but, you know. Sandpaper. Cool. All right, see you in a minute. Well, here you go. This thing you don't see me do very often. I'm actually doing putting this back together rather than leaving it in pieces so that the pieces all get lost. So it's not a big deal. Little Allen wrench. And you know, there are all kinds of ways you can tighten this. It doesn't have to be that tight. Okay, now I can put this back in the little container. I bought a set. I didn't even know if it was a set. I bought a grouping of these things. I think 6 of them, all different radiuses, for this very purpose. And I've used, probably 3 of them for something like this. Just, you know, 4 40-inch long cuts. But nonetheless, it's handy as hell. Different sizes. The cutest one is, where is it here? 1/8 inch. It's just, I don't know how you get past this. I just want to smile looking at it. Check this out. I mean, an 1/8 inch rounding over. 1/8 inch radius, right? It's pretty cute. I don't know if I'll ever use it, but if I ever do have the need, there it is, just waiting for me. Anyway, good, nice little Christmas present. You know, put things like this on your list, and it could happen. You could end up with one. All right, so I'll put this back and do a little sanding.